So I'm here with Ade at the second break on day one of the DTC Deepstack. Firstly, congratulations on your result at Luton. That was a fantastic performance. Well done.
Thank you very much.
And you were second to Neil Channing. Was there a stage where you thought you were going to win that?
I really take every hand as it goes. I have no idea. To me, it's like what I try to do is play every hand correctly according to my own strategy, and so I don't even think about it. I don't think about it actually winning.
Now, must move on to some of the things that there was a lot of comment after that second day about various things that you do or allegedly do to tilt other players up. Obviously, you're a loud player at the table. You're a character at the table.
Allegedly, but carry on.
Yeah. Where do you think the line stops between tilting people up and poor poker etiquette, for example?
I don't believe that there is such a thing as poker etiquette. I believe that we're playing for tens of thousands, in some instances £1 million pounds or dollars, and there's no such thing. I mean, that's the crying, screaming whine of children.
So just let me get that right. There's no such thing as poker etiquette. So you can be rude.
Tournament poker.
Tournament poker.
No, there's rules. There's rudeness. If rudeness is personal, if you say someone says something about somebody's mother or their physical appearance or something like that, that's human. That's basic civility. So that definitely. If somebody gets emotional in a hand that they should be folding, and they decide to call somebody because they don't like the player, because they find the player irritating, that person hasn't got control over their emotions. That player, I love it when they donk their chips. So if this goes out on YouTube, wherever you broadcast it.
YouTube, it'll be on YouTube.
Hi folks, I love it when you donk your chips to me. I just, I love poker chips, and I love myself, but I love your chips even more.
So to the, I don't know the percentage, but to the very many people that would adversely comment about what they consider to be your behaviour at that Luton event, you'd say that they're wrong?
I say that let's get a specific instance. If I did something wrong, if I broke a rule, for example, there's a penalty and there's a trial process. If you have a mob that decides to create a rumour and slander a person and then become the judge and the jury and the executioner, first of all, I don't care about such fools anyway. But secondly, let's get to the point. If I've actually done something wrong, let's be specific and tell me what it is I did. Tell me what it is that somebody's taking issue with, and then I'll give a defence to that.
And you'll come onto the forum, will you, and answer those?
I haven't really got the time. This is my attitude on the forum. Please record this, yeah?
Yeah, it's being recorded, yeah.
Young guys, what you should be doing on the internet is looking for pictures of naked women, not writing rubbish about a big, loud black guy like myself. You should have something to do with your lives. You got it all wrong. The internet was not invented to abuse me, okay? It's invented to abuse yourself.
I like to do both at the same time. That's okay, isn't it?
Huh?
I like to do both at the same time.
Oh, is it you that's doing the abusing?
I'm not doing the abusing. Self-abusing, maybe.
Okay, all right. Essentially, it completely. When I used to play in the gut shop, for a while, I mean, I had the best tournament record in there, and for what happened for a while is that people were totally obsessed with me on that forum. I never posted on the forum, but people would go home after tournaments and all they do is talk about me. So I don't understand the logic of that because I've never been that kind of person. I have no interest in.
But you've occasionally gone too far because you've been banned from venues, haven't you, in your time?
No.
Have you not?
No. Well, let's get this correct because there's a difference between a setup and an interview. So
no, I'm asking straight. I'm asking.
Ask me a straight question with a specific point to it, and I'll give you an answer. Otherwise, I can't. I have to give you context because I can say to you, you stepped.
But were you not banned from the gut shot in the past?
What happened? Okay, if you want to go through the whole story, in the gut shop, what happened was that when gut shop opened, I started playing there a year or two after it opened. I used to rub down. This is what I do a lot of. I rub down players. If you lose a lot of chips and you make a mistake, and I get all your chips, and you're making a mistake, particularly if you do something that I think is really stupid, I really enjoy making fun of you, and I enjoy using your chips as well. As I was doing that in the gut shop, I wasn't to know that within a couple of years, the same people I was rubbing down would then become junior sort of assistant manager positions within that club. So I get on extremely well with Barry, the owner, and with John, the manager, and with Jimmy there. If you contact any of them, they'll tell you I'm the nicest person around because they are adults, they're proper poker players, and they don't, as far as I know, don't get particularly upset about a person being a little bit loud at the table. So what happened at the gut shop is to do only with one particular individual who used to be a player, who I really smacked his bum a few times. I suddenly found himself in a position of power. Barry was in Las Vegas, and so he used that position because he was in charge to suspend me, as it was for about a month.
So I'm going to wrap up now. Thank you very much for giving your
What
view,
I would
because
like
I
to
think
do, though,
it's important. I think that
no, it's an incomplete interview because we're still dealing with aspersions, but you haven't actually cited to me one single instance of what I'm supposed to have done something that deserves some kind of defence. Because this is what the context. There's a whole lot of implication.
I can only do
an innuendo without actually say that.
No,
say I did this.
Yeah,
let me tell you what I did or what I didn't do.
What there certainly was after Luton a lot of comment about specific.
That's
I'm trying to
as vague
remember.
as it can go. Just tell me one.
There was one specific event.
This is why I don't bother to type on forums.
Where I believe.
Good,
I believe you had ace on the second day. This was against Graham Weldon, I believe. You had aces. He had kings, if you remember the hand. And I think you said you were all in for a figure that was incorrect. Did you not? I forget. I'd have to go and check the thing.
Tell me what it is I'm supposed to have done wrong.
So I think the
whole tenor of this interview has been that I'm somebody that does something wrong, for which there are zillions of people, or some people, or some.
No, some people. Let's not exaggerate.
Taking exception with me about it. So I'm saying to you. I know that I've got nothing to hide.
No. So the point.
Specific,
I think the point was that you did.
Yeah, what is the point?
The alleged point was, because obviously this is a person's point of view.
I'm happy to hear it. I'd rather have opportunity. I thought this was an opportunity for me to give my side. If you don't say anything, you say, well, you were supposed to have done this, that, and the other, but you don't say what it is. I've got no chance to
I'm giving you plenty of
opportunity. We've got no time for the interview, it's wrapped up.
Well, I'm giving you plenty of opportunity. I think the specific allegation was that you deliberately said verbally that you were all in for a certain figure, which was substantially less than the amount of chips you actually had in the situation.
I said I was all in for a figure substantially less than the sum.
Than the true chip stack you had.
As far as I know, the verbal declaration of all in counts over everything.
So it doesn't matter what the figure was.
First of all, that didn't happen in any way like what you described. So what you
I'm not.
Situation.
I'm doing this.
And all I'm doing is giving you.
I'm doing this without access to what was written. So clearly.
Well, yeah, but you're repeating your whole tenor of your.
You've
interview.
asked me to repeat a specific when I've tried to repeat a specific.
The reason I'm doing so is I'm forced to defend myself because the whole tenor of this interview has been so and so, and some non-entities have been saying stuff about my play at the Luton event.
Of course.
So for you to do that, you should be able to have some idea of what it is I'm supposed to be accused of. And then I've got an opportunity to say, well, on this instance, this either guilty of charged or innocent or etc. But you haven't done that. What you've done is said, there's this cloud of dust, this whole big fog of innuendo, but nothing specific, which is what I'm used to. And because of the kind of person I am, it's just somebody who truly cares about my friends and family and people of relevance to me, not a bunch of invisible people on the internet. You're asking me to, what it's called is proving to prove a negative. You're asking me to prove something when I don't even know what the wrong thing is, and you're not defining the wrong thing.
Yes, and what I'm saying to you is I haven't gone away and written down the specific things before I started speaking.
The best thing you can do is get one specific thing,
and then we'll have another crack.
But what you will find is that when I play at a tournament anywhere in the world, the professionals, they've seen far worse than me, so they're not affected. But the emotional, neurotic beginners will respond emotionally as they do. People that are like that on the internet or through hearsay, this, that, and the other, I assume are responding like that too. Because I'm not in that mindset, I find it difficult to relate to where the heck they are anyway. But what you'll find is that rulings get called. The rules of tournament poker are very, very carefully defined. And if I was breaking any rule of poker for tournaments, which is very, very different from cash play, and it's very, very, very different from the internet, I will get penalised on that. And the reason that all these people, at least say on the table, there's 3 professionals, good players, and 6 donkeys. If the 6 donkeys complain and call for a ruling, and the ruling doesn't go against me, the reason it doesn't go against me is because I haven't actually broken a rule. And that's why I'm very loath to sort of start defending myself for something when I haven't done anything wrong. But I said, okay, let's give you the benefit of the doubt. Maybe there's something to clear up or to clarify here. So bring me one specific instance that, even if you think it's within the rules but it's wrong, was morally wrong, was against Jesus or whatever logic you crazy people have got there, bring it up, give me a chance to defend myself. And if I'm wrong, I'll be like, oh, I'm wrong. I wouldn't care either way, but if I could be wrong, I could be right. But give a specific instance. But I'll tell you something. You'll probably never find one instance of me doing anything unfair, not just in poker, but in any aspect of my life at all. Because I'm a wonderfully good and decent human being. And that's why I love myself. Is that enough for you?